Hello everyone, and welcome once more to Playing by the Pound. Or rather, Reading by the Pound, I suppose, but it is a variation on the game, so I'm still calling it Playing by the Pound. This is the other half of the Tribal Hunter bonus content I wanted to show with you guys. This is the Tribal Hunter Artbook. There's a DLC for Tribal Hunter, which is the Tribal Hunter soundtrack, which I also am playing as background audio right now. This Artbook is actually part of the soundtrack. It's another thing you get with it, so it's part of the DLC as well. And I wanted to go through it with you guys on a short video, so we're going to do that. But of course, before we begin, if you like the video, do think about giving it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about doing that as well. But if you really want to help out, think about coming over to Twitch. We're trying to reach a partner over here, but we need more viewers to do it. So if you want to come by, whether it's to lurk or to talk, think about doing so, because it makes a big difference. We only have like 35 viewers right now, so we could definitely use some more people. So come on by. Also, we have a pretty cool Discord community if you want to check that out. I have a Coffee link if you want to help directly monetize my content, and I have a merch store if you want to buy some cool stuff. All links are in the description, so check them out at your leisure. With that being said, this is the Tribal Hunter Artbook. I believe this was made as this is probably one of the Kickstarter goals for this game, and yeah, I think it was released before the game was. Pretty sure it was, but it was also provided as part of a bonus little reward with the soundtrack, so that's kind of cool, I think. We're gonna look it over. I have a 2-page view, but I can also switch it to 1-page view. I don't actually know how. There's some way to reactivate this panel. I have to technically do this to reactivate it, so that's fine though. I can do that too. But yeah, so we can switch to 1-page view if we want to zoom in on something, but I'm going to mostly stick to 90% view unless you guys want me to zoom in on something in particular. I guess we start by this art here though. Now granted, it's not a very high resolution book, so like even when I do zoom in, you can see a reduction in quality. But yeah, here's the start of the book. And this is some lovely art. I think a lot of this art is done by, oh, I forgot their name. The Pink Dragon that you do the inflation game with has done a lot of the artwork, a lot of the promotional artwork for Tribal Hunter. You can definitely recognize their style. Oh, I forgot their name. I'm sure somebody will say in the chat, though, what their name is. I forgot their name, but yeah. Kritora, right? Kritoria? Also, Grim, welcome. Support the Fat Chalice. This is good advice. Thank you for coming by and saying that. You immediately say good words, sir. But yeah, we're gonna mostly view this in 95% view. I may zoom in on certain ones, but let's go through it. Yeah, 95% has to be manually typed, but it is the best size when I do this. So let's see here. Hello, thank you so much for buying our game. Making a game with my own characters and idea was always my biggest dream. Now, thanks to all the amazing supporters, we were finally able to make a large-scale project. I sincerely cannot thank you enough. This digital book contains so many struggles I had while working on this game, and so many artists who contributed to this game with their amazing talents. Thank you so much, and I hope you like the artwork of Tribal Hunter. So here's the next page, where it just shows another version of the spread, as well as one of the other promotional images. I think, actually, is this... Yeah, main title illustration, Use As, it says in the corner. You can't quite read that. Cover illustration by Angju. Okay, I'm glad it is actually telling us who made this stuff, because it does seem like there's multiple artists involved, and that is true. The main one I know is Kritora does a fair bit of art themselves. I guess they didn't do the art for these ones, though. Use As is also, I think, the name for Skyox. Skyox and Use As are the same person, I do believe. Different usernames, different places. Let's actually switch to 1-page view for a second. Present again. Or, not present. I'll keep it in this view for now. But I want to just, like, look at this art a bit closer. Because it's an art book. That's what we do. But, yeah. This is definitely good. I think this was used, or is used, as the art on Steam at one point. Or at least, it was for a bit. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check that. The current art being used on Steam is... Yeah, it's the title screen image is being used on Steam right now, which we'll see as well in the art book. And of course we got... Great, it's going to make me flip the image. Alright, that's fine. Forcing shenanigans. Oh, here's, of course, the title screen image. Which, yeah, this was done by Katora. Ah, Katora, that's how you say their name. So this was some of Katora's art. Obviously, very good art. And flipping again. This book's gonna make me do all sorts of things. Here's the official artwork, again by Katora, for the soundtrack. Which is very good. Much rocking the electric guitar. I don't think he's on bass. I'm pretty sure Orca's on bass. Dark Dread's on drums. DD on Ds. Okay, got it. And then the solo version, if you just want Munch. So, a story before Tribal Hunter. Original idea of game dev was retro-style, side-scrolling run-and-gun game. Had completely different characters, art, props, and story. Don't have much motivation. Doesn't have much connection to Tribal Hunter at this moment, but was motivation for me trying to make a platform game with characters size changing system and player character size changing system. So this is interesting. Project Mercenary: The Frog Disaster. I actually tried looking this up to see if, like, is there any, like, old builds of this that I could check out as a bonus feature. I couldn't find anything, but it's definitely intriguing. I wonder if some playable build of this old project still exists. I would love to check it out as an extra thing for Playing by the Pound, but I couldn't find it. So if anybody does find it, let me know. I mean, it definitely was probably an early version from the looks of it, but it has Fat Frog. I'd like to see that in action. The Frog Disaster. So you can see some enemies got reused, specifically the shark guys, which originally was protagonist, but then became an enemy in Tribal Hunter, so kind of interesting. Another inspiration was an unnamed dragon action mock-up I made before. This one has similar fast melee action style with 3 combo attack. They say mock-up, so I doubt this game actually even existed. But which is a shame, but fair enough, right? For the design of main character, I was inspiration by a joke animation I made before. Many of the designs were applied to Munch, Super Lizardmen. Yes, this was a character I knew that Skyox or Yuzaz made a long time ago. And, indeed, they basically are just prototype Munch. Is the artbook on Steam? I kind of want to buy it now. Yeah, it's part, like I said, if you buy the soundtrack DLC, you get the artbook alongside it. It's in the same folder as the soundtrack. So, then we got some artwork here, again, by Katora. The main, which was on the title screen as well. Katora is the main, like, promotional artist, I'd say, for the game. But of course, we have Munch Normal and Munch Big. Very good. Early design studies, so some basic sketchy pixel arts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ball 8. Got it. Yes, I do believe the early design. So there were more sizes originally, and I believe I want to say the demo actually had more sizes. The demo that we checked out like literally 2 years ago. I have a video on that. I'm Playing by the Pound. Check the first video chronologically in my Playing by the Pound playlist, and you will find it. I do believe that had more sizes, but they cut it down. Ironically enough, they trimmed the fat and cut it down to this. So. Of course, there's technically a 6th size where you just become a mobile, but as far as mobile sizes go, yeah, they trimmed it down. Step 8, finish the rest of Munch. Yeah. Sprite. All Munch's sizes have 20 to 30 different animations, all hand-drawn. We saw that before when I was doing the kind of debug extra video just previously before this. We're using the dev build of Tribal Hunter. I showed off just how many sprites there are on the sprite sheet, so you guys kind of know. So with over 5 sizes, 2 outfits, Munch has over 500 individual frames. That's no lie. I saw it for myself. Here's some examples. Very good. Size change mechanic. As you can see in the previous page, I originally planned to continue the growth system beyond 5 sizes. However, we decided to scale back a little to make the platform more practical. Additional sizes were eventually added for an oversized stationary state, allowing for more growth but lack of movement. Yeah, honestly, having Munch really, really massive and still mobile would have been really hard to design around. We already saw, and I mentioned this during gameplay, we already saw that the world design was pretty dang simple because it had to be. Because it had to account for a character changing in sizes and thus changing in collision boxes. So we saw a world design that was pretty blocky, you know? It's not like, there was no way for the world design to say have slopes or curves or, you know, slants or ramps. That wasn't possible in the world design because the character just wouldn't, like, imagine if Munch had interacted with a slope. That wouldn't work. Especially with his size changing, it would have likely clipped him into the ground at some point or through a wall or whatever. So the world design was forced to be simpler simply because of the size changing mechanic. It was a natural consequence of the fattening system. So naturally, if Munch had been able to be mobile even bigger, that would have scaled back what the world could do even more so. Yeah, the world has no curves. That was saved for the characters, exactly. But yeah, the oversized state. If you could have walked around even bigger, that would have forced the world to have to account for that too. You know, that would have been kind of rough. These are definitely some nice animations. I like the paws. They also get higher in detail the bigger he gets. Inflation minigame. Yep, and we saw this before. Here's some nice things. Some Katora actually sketched out how this will work. This is actually really interesting, these sketches from Katora here, because if you look at them, you realize that the sprites are basically one for one to these sketches, more or less. Not completely, but the tipping happens in the sprite work and stuff as well. So Katora's sketches here were used as a basis, a very, very strong basis for the sprites. I appreciate, if you look over here, I appreciate the start here, where Munch is like, alright, everything's fine. And then he's like, oh, and then, Katora's really good at expression work. Try meaning kind of rough? Maybe a little bit. And then, of course, the actual finished sprites also resulted in that sort of tipping. And then the Explorer costume, which, yeah, that's some good art. I don't think the outfit really works well for a fat fur character, because it's just like, I felt like it was too restrictive, you know? But the artwork looks nice. Of course, it's Katora art, so you can't really go wrong with it. I think that was just a backer reward. It felt very random, honestly. And then some rewards for the Patreon backers and such. 300 patrons. 400 patrons. Everybody who likes Munch. That's some cute sprite stuff. And the wall climb, which still appreciate that biggest fat size that you can still wall climb in. I just like how the fat smushes on it. Special state death sprites for dying by getting turned into a doll by the possession thing. And the slime Munch. And here's some early designs for a plush, which finally came to fruition. As you guys know, I will later eventually have another video on Tribal Hunter to show off the plush, which I've ordered. This became a reality, but it was actually a design idea for a while before it became a reality. I'm pretty sure Skyx wanted to make this for a long time. And instantly, it does seem to have all these properties. You can even take off the hoodie from what I can hear, so that is a thing. Removable hoodie. So that'll be fun to see when it finally arrives here. Expect that video later, whenever it does. And then it's got some villager sketches. Right, Angju comes by for some of the sketches here. Different hairstyles. Prototype design, she was a little more generic. Tribal painters, NPCs that teach game tips. Art by Rao, which this character is I think literally them, or very close to them, or very much one of their sort of characters. Bird NPC. I forget his actual name, it just says Bird NPC, so you know. So a lot of these are just sprites we actually saw during the debug video. Because obviously I have access to just look at the sprites, so some of this art book is just the same thing I was able to look at myself, but hey, it's kind of nice to see. Some of this stuff is early development stuff. That's a good showcase of some of the better sprites. The Explorer team, which I didn't realize there's exactly 3 cats, but I guess there's exactly 3 cats. I was always mixing them up. I didn't know which one was which. So we got a Calico, a Siamese, and a... I don't know what the last one is. An early concept sketches. I'll zoom this in a bit. Yeah, like I said, the sad thing is the art book isn't very high res, so if I zoom in a bunch, you can see that it's kind of just JPEGs, unfortunately. I wish they had scanned higher res. I wish this was higher res, but oh well. So, early concept sketch. Step in here to tent area. Step in here to pop up current popularity and disciples skill point. Popularity and disciples was the original skill points. Tuxedo. Thank you. That's the other one. Number of disciples could be 20% of the total popularity. Numbers can be changed. Sit in this area will heal character. Sit here at night will show checkbox asking if you want to sleep. So there used to be like some really different concepts, like you gain popularity and you can sleep at night or something. Stats upgrade token. Press up to spend skill point, press down to withdraw it. Okay. Require a skill point to next level. There's going to be a level system. Checkpoint warp point shows where you want to teleport. When you get killed, you revive there. That pretty much works similar to a mix of the save point and the fast travel system. Storage. Show you how much food required today and current food storage status. Press down to make egg to store. Okay. So there was like there was like simulation elements. There could be a limited storage, so if you got too much food, you should carry it inside your belly until next day. Your belly is also good storage. This is true statement. Desert area. There was no desert area in actual Tribal Hunter. Beach doesn't count. Here's beach. So pirate boss, water key, jungle, beach, linear zone, canoe, which I guess is the town. Oh no, that's the town. Was that supposed to be the word canoe? I guess canoe. Town, forest, cave, lava, boss plus fire key. So this had a completely different layout at one point. Air temple, air key, so you're collecting elemental keys. Pig village, not hostile until you attack first. Mountain, swamp, frog plus slime. I do have to admit, it's a bit of a shame we didn't get any frogs. Frogs are kind of a good natural fit for fur games and vore games, and both, because frogs represent eating pretty well. Castle, king, fake last boss, and then the deaths. So interesting to see that this early sketch was very, very different. Very different concepts. But one concept that did stay was having a fake last boss and then a secret behind the throne that dropped you into the depths. That still exists in the current, you know, the finished version. So that's kind of interesting. That actually lasted from the earliest state. Tutorial looks like. J to attack, K to heal, K to fire, hold to aim, shift to swap skill, down to rest, K to resting while fasting. That basically stayed the same. We got some early concept arts. Ooh. Some early versions of Munch. This pig is very upset. Early version of the girl. And some ghosties. Some other early art. We'll go to the monsters page, and we have a little bit of a bestiary here. There's a lot of pigs. There's a lot of different pigs. I didn't realize that the miner pig and the Spec Ops pig basically use a very similar sprite. I didn't actually notice that. Kind of escaped my notice that they're kind of just slight sprite edits of each other. And of course, King Doris. With his pants barely holding together, naturally. What have we got over here? Well, early boss concept. Let's read this. Boss pig, closed door. It's 1 or 2 platforms you can jump on. Normal pig spawn. Yep, that happened pretty much the same way. Except for they dropped in from above. Boss parent charge. Charge another wall. Charging will not attacking while charging will knock it back and reset charging. But pigs keep spawning. When boss's pig's health below 50, it'll go into the house and become fat boss pig. When boss pig's health below 50, it will go into the house and become fat boss pig. I love that description. The way it's written. Same charge pattern, but you can't knock back or reset it. So that changed up because it's now, you know, Boris bounces around with that. Few trash pops out while changing. Okay. The cows. Concept art by Paco. This cow's a tough cookie. Punches backpack tattoo. Neutral, belly over udders, catching breath. Tries to get up but can't. Belly presses udder. Udders shoot high pressured milk projectiles. Oh, this was a cow that attacked you. By belly over udders, catching breath. Tries to get up but can't. Belly presses the udder, creating projectile attack. Wow. Well, if if Hyper isn't here, he really should be. What a concept. Kind of shame it wasn't used. Though we do have a little bit of if you found the enemy cow, you do get a little bit of that belly. You get a little bit of udder squish, but not to the point where it's a projectile attack. Somebody should at Hyper about the cow mechanics. And we got the slimes, yes. Okay. Oh, here we go. We got slime boss pattern. Let's see what we got here. Giant boss slime stays in one place. Small slimes, regular punchy tiny, spawns from it. Hit the boss while avoiding and destroying the small ones. You know what? I'm going to change the music. Let's switch it up. I'll turn it to... Sure. Giant boss slime stays in one place. Small slimes, regular punchy tiny, spawns from it. Hit boss while avoiding and destroying small ones. Boss reaches 60 HP. It explodes separates the 1 or 2 giant slimes, big slimes, and several regular slimes. Boss slime will jump around and spawns regular slimes and try to get away from player. So that's a bit different. Separate again at 40%, 20%. If you be able to leave slime core, the Nolok's new ability. Instead of doing that, we got to barter with it. The elementals. Oh yeah, I guess the air elemental is kind of related to them, isn't it? It just occurred to me the air elemental has kind of a Reggie style face. Which is kind of interesting as well. Pirates, of which there are many good ones. Bubble Dragon, good. Or Water Dragon. Okay, that's their official name. Water Dragon. Yeah, that's a Rao creature. I knew it. I knew that was a Rao creature. I could tell. Just by the design. Very good. I see that their animation sheet here was basically 1-for-1 with the sprites. I love their desperate, like, oh no, like they're being very dramatic. Reggie Rice confirmed. And we got Killshot with some, you know, with some fan service art, of course, naturally. Oh, but you think that's fan service art? Wait till you see. There's some other art that's more fan servicey than that. Got some ghosts. I still am distracted by how much these plushie bombs look like some sort of Impmon knockoff. Mixed with, of course, Munch, because it actually shares his marking sort of style on a belly. Ah, Doll Dragon. Oh, this is a... I didn't actually realize that was a dragon for some reason. Doll Dragon, Doll Core. Zipper, Mark, Button, Wrapper, Whapper? Whapper? It's called Blush, but alright. Stitches, tags, and the noms. Doll Core, Empty Doll. Ghost Queen. Concept art. Can't read this. But fair enough. I guess the lantern was always a concept for it too. Which is fair. On idle, off. Angry. On idle, on damage. Okay. Shake. Reduce. Extra. Okay, extra didn't become a sprite. Well, actually, no, that's a capture sprite. Never mind. Got the bees. Very good. And the honey bears, of course. Defeat sprite for the bee as well as the... Just sitting there. She doesn't do much in that fight, honestly. Honey Dragon! Which is very popular, apparently. A lot of people like the Honey Dragon. It's understandable. It's a very good design, actually. So, Honey Dragon. Honey Dragon can produce honey slime when stored honey inside them. When a honey dragon found someone they like, they swallows them and feed a lot of nutritious honey inside. The dragon that loves honey. They are a guardian hive with bees. They can keep honey inside their body. If dragon found someone they like, they feed store honey to them. The bee queen, where? Right here. There you go. Right there. Yeah, the bee dragon. I heard there's a lot of people that like the bee dragon. Like specifically out of all the enemies, the bee dragon may be the most popular one. Idle. Okay. Inhale. Look at that sticky mouth. Understandable how much honey they are/store. You are what you eat at some point. Floating. Size 4, pattern 3. Where are all these numbers? 4, 5, heart. 5, 4, damage. Fat 10, 10. Okay, even the bee dragon looks kind of fatter than normal here. Look at the cheeks. Hello, I'm a new viewer. Welcome, new viewer. Thanks for coming by from YouTube. That really helps out. Summon honey slime, honey dragon. HP, who knows? Attack, who knows? Area hive. Like the honey slime's like, yep, I'm okay with this weird way I'm being produced. Like, I'm cool with this. Got some more concepts here. I think part of the reason the bee dragon's popular is it has almost a Gudra style body, which, you know, like I think a lot of people can. That's a good appealing body type for a dragon. Honey, visible type. White, invisible type. Ah, yes, the two variations. Some of them have transparent bellies, and some of them don't. Scavengers. Which... Oh, I guess that counts the ravens. Fair enough. They don't really bite you, though. Gudra is a pair. They are. A purple pair. Wolves. Which have a very cool design, I do have to say. And the alpha. Anyways, I hope you're welcome, just another streamer. I hope you are welcome and doing well, it is. Fox Rival. Look at this original concept of the Fox Rival. Quite a bit different. But at the same time, the same kind of energy. Tired. Yeah, I can know the fill-in. Here's a Snow Bunny, which, yeah, another round character. Not surprised. Let's leave that in a bit. Throw Snowball. Stunned, kind of melted. A question mark? Like, why is there a question mark? It looks pretty clearly to be involving an egg. Hurt! He looks so shocked. Dive. Vore attack flow. Mirror. Dive. Gulp. Animation size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Egg? So there was a... At one point there was an egg lay. I don't think... Does that happen in the game? I can't remember. I don't think that happens in the game. But at one point they Yoshi'd you. Gotcha. Maybe they did. I don't quite remember. But they do make you a snowman. But I don't think they specifically Yoshi you though. We got the dragons with some art from I think that's Katora art, which also I think appears on the title screen, as well as a lot of promotional art. They're very dizzy there, so that must be post egg. Dragon Guard. Bowser statues. And Lord Darkdread. Early concept ideas. Oh my goodness, look at all these designs for Lord Darkdread. So originally he had kind of more of a upper built body style, which kind of makes me immediately think of the American Dragon Season 1 body style, just like similar. But my goodness, look at this armor design. Darkdread was always hot, it seems. Yes, but he had much more of a, I don't know, I guess I could say his European flair. That's kind of foppish. I like it. And here's another concept where he's more squat. I really like this armor, actually. The one that's colored. We have some attack animations here. He definitely got chunked up a fair bit, though. Understandable. Tail. I see why he's called Lord Chubtail by some. And what's interesting is muscular. In the game, of course, we can knock some of his armor off, but he still keeps some. He still has some decency, right? But I guess in the original concept, you knocked all of his clothes off, which I guess does seem a little questionable at that point. So it's probably gonna got left of a few things, but though it is also kind of awkward where he only has his mask on. And bad for Twitch. No, shut up. Don't even joke about that. And then we got some artwork from Katora, which, yeah, understandable. Like I said, very much buff and fat at the same time. And the actual sprites, which very much are very much like the artwork, following it pretty closely. And I guess as a disclaimer, since you made that joke, yes, he had no clothes on, but he is also completely clean. Let's relax. It just does seem kind of awkward when a character has clothes on and then they don't. It's fine if their default state is somewhat unclothed, but if they go from clothed to unclothed, it feels weird. Even in situations where it should have been weird in the first place, but only becomes weird later. For instance, think Donald Duck. Donald Duck wears a shirt, but he doesn't have any pants. If Donald Duck takes his shirt off, he looks really wrong, right? It looks kind of wrong, right? But, like, he never had any pants on. So why does he look okay with the shirt on, but if he takes the shirt off, suddenly it's like, oh god, he's naked. Like, it's like, you know? It's like, he never had any pants on, and that's kind of more important than the shirt. But it's just, when he has no clothes on, that you suddenly realize this is weird. You know? Like, it should have been weird in the first place, he doesn't have pants on, but you know. But anyways, Darkdread True Form. It's iconic, it's what you're used to seeing. So it's okay. But then if you even remove, like, Like, there's certain characters that only wear a hat. If they remove their hat, they would look naked. Despite the fact they're kind of already. But it only really catches your attention if they remove something, you know? And Dark Dread was always hot as a feral dragon. This is very true. Concept art, obviously, again, the sprites, a lot of the sprites are very accurate to the concept art. Very good. Dark Dread scales already act like a kind of short, but his clothes form looks super cool. I do like that one concept drawing though of the two unclothed Dark Dread. I do like the one where he's just super ripped, right? Like, I wonder why that one exists, because I feel like that was never really the design plan. Oh, except for very, very early on. So it's kind of what I feel like that was just drawn because they wanted to draw him super ripped just to see what it looked like. Ancient Spirit of the Island. Did we ever get a name for her? Look at these original concepts. Like, she's kind of, you know, passive and neutral in the sprites, but these original concepts, though. Birds and stuff. And she is very sad. Well, she is very sad in the game, but, like, it was, I guess, visually displayed at one point. I guess the same true as reverse. You put something that normally naked in clothing, it looks wrong. That's true, too. I guess you could say clothes are identity, so remove the clothes and suddenly everything just feels awkward. Face dragon. Oh, by the way, Hyper, did you miss the cow concept art I was pointing out earlier? You're gonna have to watch part of the video back, Buster. They had some additional cow mechanics that didn't reach the game. Didn't reach the finished version of the game. You definitely should watch the earlier part of this video later. Also, original concept by Rao. I like the design where it's like, I like the thorns actually. It kind of gives her a kind of shackled feeling, which I think works well with the story. I saw some, but I got really hungry. Fair enough. I just recommend you watch that part back later when it's a video. Phase 3. Too bad she don't get fat, though. I guess I would break the story flow if she did. But it'd be nice to see her fat, though, too. Again, nice dragon form. World map view. I still honestly... I wonder if the DLC will take place on some of the surrounding islands. Because I was always suspicious about Volcano Island over there. Honestly, you could very easily have DLC by just having you go to islands outside of the island. Outside of the, you know, main game island. Right by Paco. And we saw all these sprites before. Play this unused one. Intro scene, yep. It's a shame that it's impossible to fight the final boss. I mean, I feel like it breaks the story flow because it's supposed to be a serious fight. Like a really serious, you know, final boss fight. I kind of get it, but like... Also, you know, it would be fun. Title screen artwork, which is animated. I really like this shark here because it kind of looks... It's a small shark lad. It's like one of the pirate's kids that also wants to swashbuckle. Same with the alpha, though. This is kind of interesting. It's like alpha, like, but younger. It's kind of cute. Yeah, this is all title screen art. It's actually animated as well. Is that Barney? I just realized that. Kind of looks like Barney up there. I like the fun details you can find, like how there's a mushroom in his pack. And all the different drinks, plus some more. Restaurant. Yep. Eat at different sizes, all the foods. Tutorial cartoons, yep. I like how like this tutorial is supposed to represent like, oh, watch out, spike traps are dangerous. But honestly, Much just looks like enchanted by it, like, oh, it's so pointy. Like, he just looks like impressed, not scared. Like a kid that went to Disneyland. I don't know. It must touch. Zarek's Wi-Fi seems to be a cursed environment for you in all places. My goodness, not even at work, huh? Yeah, the tutorial art's real cute. Which is why I used a lot of it in the thumbnails, you guys may have noticed. Wait a minute, some of this tutorial art is not actually used in game, perhaps. Or is it? I feel like some of it I haven't seen. Like this one, maybe? Possible. I'm not sure. Let's get a new song. Yeah, I'll do. Then we got more Katora art. Zabig. He can't get the food, he's gonna step on it, he doesn't even see it. How can you see around that belly after all? That's quite a challenge. Waddle. And more Dark Dread. Besides Munch, I think Katora drew the most like promotional art of Dark Dread. I guess we could see where the appeal came as far as which characters Katora liked the most. Then we have this art, which is so awesome that Discord thought it was NSFW. Hold on, let me get the. There it is. It's not, by the way. It's clean, but I do find it kind of hilarious that Discord couldn't tell this was fine. This is, I think this actually has a story, right? I don't know if it actually says in the art book. I don't think it does. But this had a story with the Twitter post that Katora made about it. Katora made, this is basically fan art, effectively the Katora, the official fan art kind of what if Dark Dread didn't fight much and instead just wanted to basically help him gain weight. And just was like enamored by Much being fat. And that's basically what spawned this picture. Which is good. Discord the power of not understanding shiny. Honestly, the amount of things that Discord thinks is not safe when it's totally safe is ridiculous. It doesn't understand furry art, to put it very simply. Feeder feedy, exactly. And here's the most like, and here's what I was talking about when it came to Killsha art. This is also art I have that was used promotionally quite a bit as well. And everybody is hot in this, one way or another. Even Alpha is like, I don't know why Alpha was given some top billing here, but honk, right? And Dark Dread in a freaking, yeah, swimwear outfit, I guess you could say. Awooga indeed. It's still clean, of course. I have to make that disclaimer, lest people get enraged unnecessarily. Killsha, what brand of beer is that? Tribal Hunter beer, I see. And then amongst all these like characters posing like it's a pinup calendar, and then we got over here we just got Dragon is exhausted. Dragon is exhausted. I don't know why. It's too hot, maybe. Alright, let's flip this around again. There we go. And we got the dragons that wear kind of a pig mask, and I don't know why. I mean, sure, well, I guess go ahead, but... Prepare to plexiglass tree to keep chat behaved. Perhaps so. Maybe Discord think belly button is a W? I don't know, freaking. Ha ha! Oh no! Oof. These sketches. The personality in the sketches sometimes. Inhaling, got large flex. Getting hit, damage resistant, blow punctured. Breathing fire, punch the munch. Punch the munch. That sounds like some sort of mini game. It's not suggestive. The word you're looking for is marketable. Yeah. Or rather, some people who dislike it would call it suggestive. People who want to use it for their own benefits would call it marketable. It's all a matter of perspective. Very much promise you that some people that would call it suggestive would then go work in their company and produce an ad involving scanning clad women to sell a beer or something, and just because they would just say, "Oh, that's just marketing." Like, yeah, you can't have a double standard. It's kind of stupid. Just let people. It's okay. Let people enjoy what they enjoy, and if it gets attention for marketing or other purposes, that's fine. The point is, it's clean. Maybe marketable, but clean. Inhaling attack, tail on fire, inflating, no stop. So this guy originally had more animations, it looks like. Tail on fire, inflating, no stopping, ready to explode after explosion. Small. Yeah, this guy originally had more animations. Bomb Dragon. Art by Massive Guild. Put some bodyguard shades. Premium frame, especially the celebrities. PDA is strictly prohibited. Do they have a small form? I don't remember seeing that. Then we have the, what do they call them? Shadow enemies have their own inflation animation. Yep. Shadow enemies, which... effective reskins. Shadow Dragon. We never did really learn who this character is. Or why they look so much like... We never really learned much about this Shadow character with their backstory cutscenes. They definitely seem much-like, but who are they really, though? Maybe we'll find out in the DLC releases. And then we got to the Traveler's Guide here. So this is actually a comic that was produced. So let's read it. Hello, welcome to our island. You're gonna enjoy top quality food from our great chef. Explore the islands with friendly natives and experience spooky experience with real ghosts. She's so blasé about this. And so many more interesting adventures. I want refund. Made by Black Cherry Sky. This was to promote the Kickstarter / Patreon / whatever was being used to fund the game. I think it was just Patreon actually. Now I think about it. I don't know. Was there a Kickstarter? I can't remember. Yeah, there was a Kickstarter, but also Patreon. Traveler's Guide. Munch is the hero of Tribal Hunter. This small plush I had made was granted light by the island to be its guardian. Munch has the power to devour food and enemies and turn into power. Bodybuilding done easily. Munch's body size changes on how much he's eaten or filled. He uses weight for combat or healing. Small and low energy, big and high energy. Change! However, too much is no good. Munch can be taken advantage of in larger sizes. It could become too full. The struggle. The struggle for eat is real. And just like now. Boom! Don't worry, his spirit can return if a new doll is made. Food can affect gameplay. Basic melee attacks use little energy. Ranged spells cost a lot of energy, but have long range and powerful damage. Munch becomes bigger the more energy he has, increasing his melee damage and range. In contrast, when he's small, he has low melee damage, but is swift and easy to dodge with a small figure. Being large also makes it difficult to avoid attacks. However, you'll take less damage from enemy attacks. And all you got, punch harder. Boing. Punchy Pig. But we didn't have a Punchy Pig in game. Just a boxing pig would be kind of fun. Be careful though, certain piercing attacks will deal more damage to his bigger form. Hey, be careful of that sharp needle. Boom. Play the game in various ways depending on your current conditions. You can get XP to defeating enemies. Spin it to enhance your powers in the ability menu. High tier abilities will be unlocked through gameplay of certain events. You get a temporary buff at the town restaurant for some coins. You also get some bonus XP out of it. Your maximum capacity can be increased with popper mushrooms you can find out in the wild. You can find them hidden near smaller ones on walls and floors. Look around carefully. You can also get various skills and abilities from defeating bosses and talking to event NPCs. Things like wall jumping, body slam, and other small bonuses along the way. This poor pig. He just wanted to eat an apple, everyone. Somewhere inside the cave. Geez, this cave path is really narrow. Hey, you shouldn't go through such a narrow tunnel your size. Nah, I'm strong. Nothing to worry about. Watch out, I see some pig chefs. Stand back, I'll handle this. Ta-da! No, those pig chefs and slimes are... Boing. Food! Get them with food! Creak. They're forcing you larger! Stop! Say cheese. If you get stuck, tap the attack button to escape. So yeah, this comic guide was effectively a tutorial for those getting into the game, as well as a... Yes, thank you, Zarek, so you don't need to point it out. That's a Japanese thing. As I've said before, guys, you don't need to point that out. That's just kind of what the East does. But yeah. Tory is our main mailman, delivery man. He takes on all the transportation tasks of the village. Ha! Yes, I am. I'm here to tell you how to use our transport service, Falcon Express. Ta-da! To call me, find any bird statue around the island and touch it with my feather. Then I'll get a Skittle to come to you. Tory, yeah. Touch. Me, the great birdman, can transport anyone or anything without harm. That's the business model of the Falcon Express. Why? Thud. Then, can I ask you to fly me? Whoosh, whoop. You are falling! I know! Very good. I mean, it's pretty impressive he can carry Fat Munch at all. Good evening, everyone. How's it going? Today I'm bringing a new product, the Guardian Diet. Call 555-555. Sell. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. First of all, here's our volunteer to participate in the test. He's obese, filthy, lazy, and unpleasant-looking man. He's got out of bed, hasn't showered in 5 days. Whoosh, why would you eat that? We can change that directly into the Guardian Diet. Having a hard time with difficult diet and exercise? With the Guardian Diet, you don't need to worry about a thing. Fast and effective. Yum. Let me out. You might get a crap feeling inside the Guardian Diet. Just hang on. It feels like the inside of a very thick sleeping bag. When the process is complete, you'll be let out automatically. Not dangerous at all. No worries. Yoshi. Pong. Crackle, crackle, crush. Success! Without all that unnecessary fat, he now has the perfect body. Wow! Siphon! He siphoned the fat. It's like complicated liposuction. The Guardian Diet, you won't regret it. Call us immediately. If it didn't sell, he got shades. He's gotta have an eye on the town. Only on this channel. How's this business idea? I'm not a machine. The solution is digestion, but careful digestion. My Flying Super Cow TV animation. There we go. All the different frames, or most of them, or not even all of them, just some of them. There's also some art that I don't think shows up in game. Is that a freaking... It's a Garfield parody, what the hell? Why? I wonder who this character is supposed to be. Maybe the original farmer or something? I don't know. Narfield, sure. Art by Paco. Thank you for watching. We couldn't make it without all the support from Patreon and Kickstarter backers. Hope we meet again in future projects. Hug. And that's the end of the art book. So, yeah. Fun little thing. I wish it was a little higher resolution considering it's supposed to be an art book after all. But it's still quite fun, and it's got a nice smattering of numerous Kickstarter elements, like stuff that was promoting the game in the first place, as well as like concepts and stuff. Pretty cool, especially if you don't have access to the debug features to see some of that stuff, or access to the sprite sheets like I do using mod tools. It's a nice book to kind of get a smattering of the sprites and details and background information. That's pretty cute. It's not the best art book out there that I've seen out of art books, but it is still very cute and very fun to look back at the history of Tribal Hunter. In any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this look at the Tribal Hunter art book. And we will do more Tribal Hunter stuff in the future. Like I said, I'm planning to do a showcase video probably. I don't know when exactly I can get to that. I don't feel like that's too much trouble, but again, that's an edited video and that takes time. So I'll see when I can get around to it. And I feel like I actually have some free time to myself. That's very rare these days, but we'll see. And of course, I will be reviewing the Munch plush when I get it. And also, if this game gets DLC, we'll review that as well. So I imagine we'll be coming back to Tribal Hunter in the near future. And in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this extra bonus content for Tribal Hunter.